Good morning, beloveds. So, no run today either. I woke up at 4 o'clock. I woke up at 5 o'clock. I woke up at 6 o'clock. It was raining pretty hard every time. So I was like, at 6 o'clock, I gave up and just turned my alarm off. And then cats really like routine. So I was still up at 7. Because my body kind of went, oh, well, you know what? The cats are up. Tom's getting them breakfast. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll get up too. And then have proceeded to do nothing other than research mushrooms. I was researching cordyceps. So, although I noticed something yesterday and Tom went out and verified it this morning, back when Hurricane Ike came through, I believe it was Ike. Could have been Rita. Not sure. This beautiful Bradford pear tree in our backyard got ripped in half. And we thought, okay, well, we took it apart, hauled it off, and then it grew back from the stump. And we went, well, the wind that came through on probably Thursday, because I think that's, I either heard it Thursday or, no, yesterday, the wind that was really bad, apparently took it out again. And so this time we've actually called a tree service. And unfortunately, the frost got my tangerine tree as well. So the tree service is going to take 2 of the reasons why I bought my house. But that's life. And so now I have to decide if I want to replant something, or what. I don't know. But, so this morning has just been all kinds of discombobulated, which is what it is. When I was watching the weather, I was like, oh, we should be fine. We'll get up, we'll go for the run. The weather's supposed to stay south of I-10. Yeah, no, it did not stay south of I-10. But it is May 1st. So happy May 1st. Welcome to May. We have had April showers, and now we will get May flowers. And actually, we had April flowers, and now we're having May showers. So, the title is really long today. All right, May 1st, our title is Today I Permit the Power Greater Than I Am to Flow into Newness of Life Through Every Thought and Action. And the Bible quote is, I will lead them in paths that they have not known. And that is from Isaiah 52:16. This one is a little different. Okay. It's 3 paragraphs, but there's a paragraph and then a gap and then 2 more paragraphs. So let's see what that's about. Sometimes we are confronted with problems which we do not seem able to solve, and right here is the place to prove to ourselves that there is an intelligence which knows how to bring things to pass for us. In doing this, we should shut everything else out of mind and rest quietly for a few moments while we confidently affirm the divine presence and actually believe that it is guiding us. Now, think of your problem and consciously take it into your thought, not as a problem, but as though you were receiving the answer as you meditate. I am bringing all my problems to the altar of faith, and I know that every true desire of my heart will be fulfilled through the power of love. My first desire is that all my thoughts and all my acts shall give joy and gladness to everyone around me. I wish the healing power of love to flow through me to everyone. I believe that the divine intelligence, which is the mind of God, is guarding, guarding, and directing my thoughts and acts. I believe that God already knows the answer to this problem. Therefore, I am letting go of the problem, as though it were difficult, and I am listening to the answer, as though it were sure. The answer to this problem not only exists in the mind of God, I affirm that it is in my mind now, that something in me does know what to do. I joyfully accept divine guidance. I am open to new ideas, to new thoughts, new hopes, and aspirations. this, which so recently seemed a problem, no longer exists in the mind of God, which knows the answer, is quietly flowing through my thought and feeling. A great peace and joy come over me, and I accept this answer from the giver of all life. All right, then. So, it looks like this month, we're going to be set up to, he gives you a brief paragraph of, all right, so this is what we're going to treat about today. And then that's a treatment. That's a treatment. It's the third step of treatment. The third step of treatment. So it's not the first two and it's not the last two. It does, or yeah, it's the body of the treatment, I guess is what I would say, the realization. So like if you're working, and that's one of the things that I frequently said, because that's what Ernest believes, is that if you're going to treat about a problem, you're not treating the problem. What you are doing is you are accepting the solution. So that's exactly what he's doing. He's like, yes, there is a problem, but we're not focused on the problem. What we're focused on is the solution, because the solution to every problem exists in the mind of God already. The solution exists. What we have to do is get quiet and be willing to listen to the solution, to listen to the answer, to know that it exists. And that's what he says in here. It's like, all right, yes, we all have problems, but God doesn't have problems. God has solutions. And so when we are willing to have faith and believe that the answer exists, then we are open to accepting the answer. And that goes back to what he said not so long ago. It's expect and accept. So we expect that God has the answer, and we are willing to accept the answer. So today I permit the power greater than I am to flow into the newness of life through every thought and action, which is a mouthful of a title. But basically, I know that God has everything that I need. And so all I have to do is be willing to allow it to flow into. I have to accept it. You have to accept it. You have to expect it. You know that that it is, and then you have to accept it. And that quote from Isaiah, I will lead them in paths that they have not known. That's one of the things that we will say is, in Science of Mind, it's get out of the way of the how. We just say what? This is what I need. And then we get out of the way of the how. We let Spirit bring us whatever it is that we have asked for in the easiest way for Spirit to do it. Because if we get too much into the how, we can actually close off pathways that information or whatever it is that we're asking for can get to us. So Isaiah is like, I will lead you into pathways that you have not known. God will do that. God will say, okay, I see this nice, easy way to get to you, but you won't expect it, and that you won't see that coming, because you're going to be looking over here, but it's coming from over here. So we don't want to close that pathway off. Okay. Sometimes we are confronted with problems which we do not seem able to solve, and right here is the place to prove to ourselves that there is an intelligence that knows how to bring things to pass for us. One of my practitioner friends frequently says, well, I don't know the answer, but I know something that does. And when she's teasing, she's talking about Google, and when she's being practitioner, she's talking about Spirit. In doing this, we should shut everything else out of mind and rest quietly for a few moments while we confidently affirm the divine presence and actually believe that it is guiding us. Okay, did you just hear that? Because that's the first two steps of treatment. While we confidently affirm the divine presence, there is one mind, there is one God, there is one life, one power, one presence. All those things that you hear Science of Mind ministers say, because we all got it from Ernest. So right there's that first step of treatment. And actually believe that it is guiding us. actually believe that is guiding us is unifying with that mind. Believing that that mind that we are confident exists is also our mind too. So right there, he's got the first 2 steps of treatment in there. Now think of your problem and consciously take it into your thought, not as a problem, but as though you were receiving the answer as you meditate. So right there, he's saying, don't focus on the problem, focus on the solution. Focus on the solution. And then, that's why there's the gap. He does the treatment, the realization part of the treatment. I am bringing all my problems to the altar of faith, and I know that every true desire of my heart will be fulfilled through the power of love. He's stating what he is bringing to. This is what, and not all of us work like that, but this is the way that Ernest and Raymond did. And so, hey, if it works for you, try it. And I like that he says, I know that every true desire of my heart will be fulfilled through the power of love. If our desire cannot be filled through the power of love, are we sure we really want that? My first desire is that all my thoughts and all my acts shall give joy and gladness to everyone around me. Ernest always says what you want for yourself, you want for everyone. So my first thing is to say, okay, I want to be that child of God. I want that love to flow through me so that it flows through me into everyone I meet. I wish the healing power of love to flow through me to everyone. So I'm unifying with that power of love. I believe that divine intelligence, which is the mind of God, is guiding, guarding, and directing my thoughts and acts. I am stating that as a fact. This is what I want. And this is what I want for everyone. This is what I want. I want to know the divine mind. I want to use the divine mind. I believe that God already knows the answer to this problem. True. Everything that exists. Because the divine mind isn't bound by time. So past, present, future mean nothing to the divine mind. So the solution already exists in the divine mind. We are time-bound creatures by virtue of this material experience. But there's a part of us that isn't, and that's the part of us that connects to the divine mind where the solution already exists. The solution has always existed. God doesn't have to create it. It's already there. Therefore, I am letting go of the problem. See, there's that release part of the treatment. I am letting go of the problem as though it were difficult, and I am listening to the answer as though it were sure. So we have to let go of the problem and listen for the answer. Meaning, and this is where that turn the other cheek comes in, turn away from the problem and focus on the solution. Know that the answer is coming to you. The answer to this problem not only exists in the mind of God, I affirm that it is in my mind now, that something in me knows what to do. I am open to whatever it is that triggers the solution. Does it literally pop into my mind? Does it happen when I'm having a conversation with someone? Does it happen when I hear something through media? If I'm listening to the radio and I hear something, do I see something in my environment that triggers the solution? I mean, how many times have you heard great inventions come from, Euripides taking a bath? And then that solved his problem when he recognized the displacement of the water. So, it's like solutions come in these amazing ways. We have to be open to them. And that's what we're treating for. We're treating to be open to a solution that already exists. I joyfully accept divine guidance. I am open to new ideas, to new thoughts, new hopes, and aspirations. So we might not just get the one answer. We might not just get the one answer. We might come up with a whole bunch of answers. And we might have answers that don't even belong to us. We might have answers that belong to other people. So we're going to get answers, and then we're going to go and we're going to have conversations, and we're going to answer their prayer and not even know that. So it's like, well, let me tell you about this amazing thing that just happened. And there's the answer to a problem that they've been working on. This, which so recently seemed a problem, no longer exists for the mind of God, which knows the answer, is quietly flowing through my thought and feeling. A great peace and joy come over me as I accept this answer from the giver of all life. Which sounds a lot like Thanksgiving. So he did Thanksgiving. So he's got all 5 steps of the treatment in there, but they're not lined out the way we do it. And what Jesse will tell you, because I've heard it put this way, and Jesse's not the only one that I've heard say this, but think of the 5 steps of treatment as scaffolding that you use to build until you don't need them anymore. At any point, and you can go and read all of the treatments, the prayers that Jesus did, and you will find all of the steps of treatment. But does he always use all 5 of them? No. Same thing with Ernest. Does he use all 5 of them? No. So they're a training method, they're a scaffolding until you are confident. Because you will see practitioners who do wonderful and beautiful invocations and invocations and unifications, and then they do beautiful realizations, and then their last 2 steps are real short. And sometimes you'll find it the other way, where they do really short invocation and recognition and unification. They'll do really short ones of those, beautiful realizations, and then they have beautifully worded thanksgiving and release. Everybody's different, and everybody uses the scaffolding in a different way. And sometimes you'll meet people who will just go straight into the treatment, because frequently that's what Ernest would do. And Emma was the same way, because Emma already lived the first 2 steps of treatment. She knew that there was one, and she knew that she was part of it all the time. So she could go straight into the treatment, straight into the realization. So you got to find out what works for you. The 5 steps are scaffolding. Use them as it makes sense to you. And you can play with it as much as you want. So our mission today, and it's right there in the title, our mission today is to permit the greater power than we are to flow through every thought and action. Every thought and action. That's the mission today. All right? And frankly, it's the mission every day. It's the mission every day to be open to the divine mind, because that's the mind we're using. That is the mind we're using. All right, beloveds. I'm going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that is. Today, for me, that was to get up and open my windows and listen to the rain. It's an experience, and I enjoy it, and I love listening to the rain. I love curling up with a good book, and I would say a hot drink. I don't drink a whole lot of hot drinks, but you know. So that's what I'm going to do with my day today. Or, since I didn't get to go for a run and now I have all the energy to burn off, maybe I'll get something else done. You never know. Saturday is my day off. It is my day off. And so I rest. And if you don't have a day like that, please find one. Please find one. Please find some time to do something like curl up with a good book and a hot drink and listen to the rain. You need the rest. You deserve the rest. All right? You're a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased. And God wants you to be happy. And that includes resting. All right? Or taking the time to do something that you want to do that society would consider extravagant, like practice your art. All right, beloveds? I would encourage you to open the windows of your soul. allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven now. So, drink some water, engage your mind and your body, take care of yourself, and look for the heaven around you. It's all around you. It's up to you to see it. So, it is Saturday. That means that I don't think there's anything going on at CLC digitally. So, but we will have Reverend David on Facebook Live with you around 5 p.m. and I will be back with you at 9 a.m. And then we will have an amazing service because Jesse has a new theme and a new series of titles, and we will get on with May and have an amazing May. So y'all look out for the Mayflowers, all right? I'm encouraging people to throw beautiful things up on social media, i.e. Mayflowers. Do what you need to do to make it a wonderful day, and do remember that these are archived on the Running Rev YouTube channel, the Running Rev Ryan YouTube channel. So if there's anything you want to hear again, please feel free to go and look. They're sorted into playlists, and I've put the titles up on them. So if there's something in particular, if you remember what month, great. If not, the book, and find the title, and then you can find, that'll tell you the date. All right, beloveds, have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow.